Alright, picture this. You're 6 tequila shots deep. A man named Brad is calling you baby, like he invented the word. And you're standing in a stranger's kitchen eating a Hot Pocket like it's the Last Supper. You're not in love, you're drunk. And your coochie's about to make some deeply irresponsible choices. Let's talk about it. Why sex is absolutely phenomenal when you're drunk. And also, unequivocally, a disaster. Let's just be real. Drunk sex feels better. Not because it's actually better. Not because the technique is god tier. But because alcohol turns you into the final boss version of yourself. A delusional, sparkly-eyed villain with zero fear and the sexual stamina of a hentai protagonist with a vengeance arc. You're not thinking about your laundry pile, your taxes, or the ghost of that guy who ghosted you. You're not even aware you have a spine. You are present because your brain has straight up rage quit. You're not Beyonce. You're not Rihanna. You're Yoruichi from Bleach if she got blackout drunk and tried to seduce Ichigo in his hollow form. You're Himiko Toga in a miniskirt with the tequila chaser and unresolved trauma. You're a sweaty, stumbling sex goddess who smells like rum, Red Bull, and this seemed like a good idea at the time. Alcohol doesn't numb you, it unlocks you. It's like your inner bad bitch typed in a cheat code, and now she's in a side quest called Dick First, feelings later. You're not overthinking if your thighs jiggle. You're not worried if you moaned like a banshee or said fuck me like I'm your enemy during missionary. You could literally headbutt your partner mid-thrust and you'd pause, laugh, and be like, wait, did we just fuse souls? You're bold. You're feral. You're horny in lowercase italics and also in full caps lock. The persona that comes out when you're drunk?
She's not from Earth. She's from the dark side of Tumblr, circa 2012.
Sober, you might flirt like a shy anime waifu, twirling your hair, blushing, trying to find your best angle on FaceTime. Drunk you just transformed into a villainess from a fan-made Kill la Kill sequel. You're pushing him against the wall, whispering things that would make a demon blush, telling him he better moan louder or you'll leave him on read for eternity. Who is she? You don't know, but you like her. She's dangerous. She's unhinged. And she's currently trying to convince you that hooking up with a guy who has a face tattoo and listens exclusively to hyperpop is self-care. And let's be honest, your hookup game when you're drunk? It's straight out of a chaotic romance anime with a chaotic neutral female lead. Sober, you might soft launch a crush on Instagram, post a cute pic with cryptic lyrics, and wait 3 weeks before making a move.
Drunk you?
You made out with a stranger in a Denny's parking lot at 3 a.m. because he said your eyeliner was giving Tokyo Ghoul. The vibe? Flawless. The impulse control? Non-existent. But goddamn, the audacity? Iconic. Here's where it turns into a goddamn train wreck on acid. First off, your coordination is gone. Vanished. Banished to the shadow realm. You're trying to ride him like you're some seductive demon queen from high school DxD, thinking you're giving succubus supreme energy. But you actually look like SpongeBob trying to salsa dance on a trampoline. You go for reverse cowgirl and somehow end up in a position only seen in fanfic written by a 14-year-old who watches too much Attack on Titan. And you're not even mad about it. You're committed. You're like, this is fine.
This is sexy.
He likes it. Spoiler, he is scared. You think you're giving porn star. You believe you're channeling that one edgy hentai character who purrs and then pulls a knife. But in reality, you're giving full chaotic possum energy. Wild eyes, twitchy movements, unpredictable squeaks, probably about to bite someone. There is zero rhythm. You're bouncing like you're on a broken carnival ride and hoping the moaning covers the squeaking of the bed frame and the existential dread in the background. And then it hits you. Mid-stroke, mid-grind, mid-who knows what. The thought, did we even open a condom? Everything stops. You look at him. He looks at you. Oh, music starts playing in your head. Suddenly, it's not a hookup. It's a duel. A duel of memory. Did anyone actually unwrap the damn thing, or did we just go in raw like we're in some forbidden anime filler arc where all logic disappears? You ever try to open a condom while drunk? Bitch, it's like defusing a bomb in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Your hands are shaking, your vision's blurry, and the rapper is winning. You're trying to rip it with your teeth like a gremlin and somehow end up flinging it across the room. And now you're both naked, confused, and crawling around the floor looking for a glow-in-the-dark Trojan like it's a side quest in Persona 5. And speaking of confusion, let's talk performance, because Drunk Dick is a fucking roulette wheel hosted by Satan. 1 minute he's giving, I'm gonna ruin your life energy. The next he's down bad, talking about his ex and his dick's just like, I'm out. Good luck, bro. There's no consistency. He's either pounding like he's auditioning for Devilman Crybaby, or he's fully flaccid while telling you about his trauma. There's no in-between, no gentle rhythm, just emotional chaos and fiction burns. It's a gamble, a dungeon crawl, a drunken Final Final Fantasy boss fight with no health potions and way too many cutscenes. But somehow, you keep going. Because why? Because you believe. You believe this could still be hot, even as you're upside down on a futon wondering how your wig ended up in his fridge. And now, the walk of shame. Except it's not really shame. It's more like the pilgrimage of confusion with 40% of your dignity left. You wake up with a mouth that tastes like an ashtray and a forgotten kebab. One eye crusts open. The light hitting your retinas feels like a personal attack from God himself. You're staring at a popcorn ceiling, which is the official ceiling of bad decisions, and you slowly turn your head to face the music. You're next to a man who looks like the human form of a vape cloud. He's got a stick and poke tattoo of a sad-looking Bart Simpson on his forearm and smells faintly of regret and Cool Ranch Doritos. Your thighs are sore. Your mascara is now a permanent feature on his pillowcase, and you're asking the universe the eternal question, whose apartment is this? You begin the silent tactical extraction mission. This is Metal Gear Solid, but you're Solid Snake with a pounding headache and glitter in your cleavage. You find one sock under the bed, next to a bong that looks like a science experiment gone wrong. Your phone is on 2%, plugged into a charger that's definitely a fire hazard. Your bra is hanging off his lampshade like a defeated flag. As you're creeping towards the door, you see it. Your purse. It's on the kitchen counter, next to a half-eaten pizza and what appears to be a single lonely chicken nugget. Girl, you left your AirPods in the Uber, your favorite lip gloss in his bathroom, and your soul somewhere on his living room floor between the empty White Claw cans and his roommate, who is currently passed out on the couch wearing a Viking helmet. You don't even question it. You just accept it. This is your life now. The door creaks open like a crypt, and you slip out into the hallway. The sun has the audacity to be shining. You do the perp walk to the elevator, avoiding eye contact with a chipper woman jogging with her golden retriever. You look like you just crawled out of a sewer after fighting a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. The Uber ride home is a silent film of despair. The driver keeps glancing at you in the rearview mirror, his eyes screaming, "I'm giving you 0 stars." You just stare out the window, a fallen warrior returning from a battle you barely remember fighting, but definitely lost. Now add the hangover. This isn't just a headache, it's a full-scale demonic possession of your skull. You're half dead, your pH is screaming like it just saw a ghost, and you don't know if that mark on your neck is a hickey, a carpet burn from that weird thing you tried on the floor, or an allergic reaction to cheap cologne in desperation. You make it to your shower and just stand under the water, letting it wash away the sticky layer of sin and cheap tequila. You finally crawl into bed, a broken husk of a woman, and that's when the flashbacks hit. Not a movie, more like a corrupted GIF file. A flash of you trying to do a split. A flash of you telling him your entire life story, including your Neopets password from 2008. A flash of you asking the Uber driver if he's ever been in love. Oh god, the existential dread is a physical weight. You reach for your phone, praying you didn't do what you think you did. But you did. You posted on your private story. It's a blurry video of you screaming "Yare Yare Daze" while trying to balance a spoon on your nose. You have 3 new message requests on Instagram, all from men you don't know, all replying to your 4 a.m. poll. Should I get a face tattoo? Your body is a crime scene. Your brain is a dial-up modem trying to connect to the internet. And your dignity has packed its bags and moved to another country. You were a villainess from a fan-made Kill la Kill sequel last night. You're just a girl standing in front of a Gatorade asking it to love her. Drunk sex doesn't just break your balance, it breaks your brain's entire operating system. It rewires your emotional motherboard until you're running on pure, unfiltered delusion. You think you caught feelings. Why? Because he gave you a glass of water from his Brita filter. Because he put on a lo-fi hip-hop beats playlist and let you use his phone charger. Because he looked you dead in the eye at 3:14 a.m. while zipping his pants and said you're different from other girls. Wake up, you're not in love, you're dehydrated, and your standards have been temporarily banished to the shadow realm. Drunk you thinks the bare minimum is a 5-star romance novel plot. Your sober brain knows he's just a guy with a functioning faucet, but your drunk brain, she's a delusional screenwriter and she's already casting Ryan Gosling to play him in the Oscar-winning film about your one-night stand. But let me tell you something. Holding your hair while you puke into his toilet isn't a grand romantic gesture. It's a damage control operation. He's not thinking, "Wow, what a vulnerable, beautiful soul." He's thinking, "Please don't get vomit on my bath mat. My ex-girlfriend gave me that." It's not love, it's survival. His survival. You mistake horny validation for a legitimate emotional connection. You're a starved emotional gremlin and he just gave you a crumb of affection. Like, "Oh my god, he spooned me for 7 minutes after and said I'm special." That's not intimacy. That's just the most energy-efficient way to get you to stop talking so he can go to sleep. He's not holding you. He's using you as a human body pillow. He said that to the girl last weekend while she was crying about her situationship. And he's gonna say it again next weekend to a new girl while you're sitting in a Taco Bell parking lot, crying into a Crunchwrap Supreme and trying to figure out if it's socially acceptable to Venmo. Request him for half of the plan B. He's running a script, a tired, low-budget play he's performed 100 times. You weren't the leading lady, you were just the next person to audition. So, is drunk sex better? Honestly, let's be real. In the moment, yes. It feels like you've hacked the universe. And also, it is an absolute, undeniable, raging dumpster fire cascading down a hill into a fireworks factory. You feel free, hot, unbothered, like a main character in a show that just got renewed for 3 seasons. But you're also only half lucid, operating on 2 remaining brain cells that are screaming at each other. You're making reckless choices that your sober self wouldn't even make in a video game. And you're emotionally gaslighting yourself into thinking, he might be the one to fix me. Spoiler alert, he can't even fix his own credit score. He's not different. He's just a new font of the same old story. Let's break down the potential outcomes, shall we? Best case scenario, you leave with a surprisingly good orgasm, a funny story for your group chat, and a free, oversized hoodie that smells vaguely like him and fabric softener. A trophy from your chaotic conquest. Worst case, you're ghosted before your Uber even arrives. You get a yeast infection that feels like a personal vendetta from God. You left your wallet at his place, and you now have a 3-day existential crisis fueled by cheap wine and the realization that you drunk texted your ex a screenshot of his new girlfriend with the caption you downgraded. The best sex? The God tier. Remember it for years sex? Honestly, it's a little tipsy, just enough to silence the part of your brain that makes you worry about your laundry pile. But not enough to think trying a Cirque du Soleil move on a squeaky IKEA bed frame is a good idea. It's built on a lot of genuine chemistry, the kind that makes you laugh mid-kiss, and it requires just enough sobriety to actually remember what the hell you're doing, who you're doing it with, and why it feels so good. It's the difference between a blurry, chaotic action scene and a well-directed romance. But hey, life is about balance. It's not all Zen gardens and mindful intimacy. Some nights you light candles, put on a curated playlist, make deep, soulful eye contact, and connect on a spiritual level. And some nights you shotgun a White Claw, lose a shoe, and end up hooking up with a man named Travis who owns 4 snakes, an NFT collection of bored-looking apes, and thinks crypto is a personality trait. He might even try to explain the blockchain to you mid-thrust, and both are valid parts of the human experience. Both build character. So go forth, you beautiful disaster. Just hydrate like your life depends on it. Have a vibrator on your nightstand for when human men inevitably disappoint you. And maybe, just maybe, do yourself a favor and block his number before the tequila convinces you that at 3 a.m. Text is a sign from the universe. It's not. It's just a sign that he's horny, and you're about to make another great story. If you've ever woken up next to a man and questioned every life choice that brought you there, subscribe, because I'm clearly your people. Drop your worst drunk hookup story in the comments. I'll roast mine if you roast yours. And remember, hot girls do dumb shit, but we do it with style. Peace out, sluts.